Hello.
Hi, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. I almost had a heart attack getting into Vulture's Instagram. They would not let me in. I'm on my mom's phone, but I thought that was apt because she loves you and you love her so much that,
I
of
do.
course, she had to.
I would be exactly the same, so no worries. Where are you in the world at the moment?
I'm in Los Angeles in my childhood bedroom. Where are you?
I am in the countryside in England at my dad's house.
Beautiful. Is the puppy there?
The puppy's not here. No, I've got little Toffee here though. She's a cat. There she is.
Oh, Toffee.
Yeah, she's a good girl. But no, dog's back in London with my sister because as I was, I'm going to close this door. Hold on. As I was getting out of London, the lockdown happened and I couldn't even really get back into London legally. So I had my sister, but he's happy and he's well, which is great.
Perfect. Good. I miss that pup. It's my favorite.
Of course, I brought him onto set loads, didn't I? Remember?
Yes, I'm so sad because I don't know if you remember, but I took so many Polaroids when we were filming the movie, and I was so excited to go through them all and kind of create like a collage and everything when the movie came out, and they're all trapped in New York without me. So I have such a cute one of you and him coming.
Hotel, the one you put on Instagram, that's so lovely. I love that.
I know. That's one of my favorite scenes in the film. I just rewatched it. I hadn't seen it in we're talking about How to Build a Girl, by the way, in case people don't know what that is. A film that we did together in London almost 2 years ago. Isn't that insane?
2 years ago, yeah, and it premiered at Toronto Film Festival, and it got really good response. It's getting good responses, but it was just such a brilliant experience making it. You know, I just I loved being with you, being with Koki, and having Catelyn on set a lot was brilliant.
Yeah, she's the.
I remember our first day, or my first day anyway, was back to me. By the way, apologies.
Look at this. I bet. No, I only want to talk about you ever.
It was at Coco, which used to be Camden Palace, and yeah, I had to do the song on the first day, and we had to kiss on the first day, which was
That's
crazy.
True. And I will say that that was one of my favorite days in general because you and I had rehearsed a little bit, but I didn't get to hear you sing until that day. And for those of you that haven't seen the film yet, Alfie, there are some pipes on you, my friend. You are a brilliant singer, and not only did you got to do a beautiful pre-record with Elbow, which I really want to hear about your experience with Guy Garvey, but also you sang it live on the day. You did both, which was incredible. And I remember just being like, I'm not acting at all. I'm just kind of, someone just wrote, he sings beautifully, and it's true. Really kind of incredible. And it was also really fun to hear you and kind of some of our crew guys be like, if these walls could talk here at Coco, like it was such it's such a famous venue in a way that, like, coming from the States, obviously I didn't have any connection to it, but everyone was like, boy, oh boy, can't believe we're back at Coco.
It was crazy.
Guys, what have you done here? I want to hear all these stories.
It was years and years ago. I would have been there dancing to high tempo music, and yeah, it was God, what was the first scene we shot? It was coming down the stairs, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, so we're like running into your gig, and we're running late in classic John Kite fashion, just kind of breezing into his own concert. And then we did your beautiful song, and then we did the purely fantasy sequence where Johanna gets her wish fulfillment and getting to be with you.
But no, I remember you doing your part with Laurie, and it was just I love Chrissy. He's literally I think his performance in the movie is just gorgeous. I think and I remember being at the read through with him and just so glad that he was the person sitting next to me because we got along so well. He's such a lovely guy.
I know. Laurie Kynaston plays Chrissy, who's my character's older brother, and the kind of, I don't know, I think I was, for some reason, like, most anxious and excited to meet the person who's going to play my brother, and that dynamic. And Laurie is just incredible. He's so beautiful in the film, and that character is brought to life so beautifully.
The chemistry between you and Sarah and Paddy and just everyone, every family sequence, it was just so warm and funny and brilliant and just so natural. I loved it. It was great.
Oh, thanks. It was so fun because I've never had like I have a big family in real life, but I've never gotten to do that on screen. Like, I've done a lot more sort of like friendship stories, so it was really, really fun to get to be in that dynamic of Mania. But it was really beautiful. I want to hear about recording the song with Guy Garvey, who wrote the song for you.
Well, it was so we went to a recording studio in Brixton, and I think it was called like the Milk Crate Recording Studios or something. It was this great little room with him and his sound engineer, and I'd never met Guy before, but obviously love his music, and you know, we have actually used it in other projects to kind of, you know, get me going. So it was brilliant to be able to work with him, and I kind of really, to be honest, just copied what he did, and we tried to kind of, you know, make it my own a little bit, but what he'd set down was, because his voice is just fine, and got going, and then had the read through the next day, and so it was great actually being able to do the song previous to the read through, because just having just that emotion of that music for the character and having it already laid down, and then coming into the read through, it was I remember the read through just all round just being brilliant, you know, the real kind of tone of the movie just shone through, and everyone in the room was just so excited. But the recording process was great. I've never really done something like that before, and then they got me back to do a second song. I can't remember. I did it with a guy. I didn't do that one with Guy. That guy was called Ollie, and it was great. I just loved every second of it. And I've actually go on. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, I don't know if you know this, but when we were filming the scene where the second song plays, I had them play Daymaking Girl, which is your first song in the film, because I thought it would, as you're saying, kind of get Johanna to this place of like, she's in such a dark spot, and I thought playing that song would really help me. I also can't deal, as you know, I talk incessantly, I can't deal with silence. So the idea of like just piercing silence while everyone watches me kind of get extremely emotional was really daunting to me. So I asked her to play this song, and then it was such a beautiful full circle moment, because they ended up thinking that that would be a great place for you to have a second song, and then a beautiful second song was written and recorded and born. So I love that.
It was God, that was, what was it? There was a rain machine there, wasn't it? Because we didn't have rain, and I think with the fireworks, it was a dream sequence. The fireworks were added in afterwards. Yeah, it was. You spent 2 weeks in Wolverhampton prior to the shoot, didn't you?
Yeah, I worked in a store, which is just so insane looking back on it. Like it's like, I say the story often, obviously, because I've been talking about the movie a lot, but every time I say it, it doesn't. Almost 3 weeks in Wolverhampton, England, which I couldn't have pointed to you on a map before I read the script.
Understandable.
And Koki, our director, made me speak in the accent the whole time, which also, as you know, I am not someone that kind of like stays in it in any way. Like, I speak in my American accent between takes and stuff. So I was really, really nervous about that, because I was just working in a store with these women who, you know, just have a gift shop and are so lovely. And I thought maybe, I don't know, I didn't know what to think.
crazy, isn't it? That I guess there's some sort of relevance there with sort of coronavirus and quarantine and all that. But yeah, I would beg to work in a shop and see people's faces that I don't know at this point. Do you know what I mean? It's
I could be a little bit more incognito than you could be, Alfie. You're too famous to go work in a store. No one cared or knew who I was, but it was really, I mean, it was really nerve-wracking, especially because when I first started, the accent was so half-baked. Like I'd only had like two or three lessons before I started, so I was really just taking a bold swing at the beginning, just trying to do it, and then.
I don't need to say it. I think you. I mean, everyone knows you absolutely smashed it. But I remember meeting you for the first time in the offices and thinking it was perfect even then. You know, and I think
I remember you telling me you had just. Did you even finish, George? Oh, sorry, I lost Alf.
Hello.
Can you guys see him? Oh, there you are. You're back. You have. Oh no, I'm losing you.
Hold on.
Can you see me?
Can you see better now?
I'll just talk about how amazing he is until he gets back.
Sure.
Oh, I have kind of. You're in and out.
Is that not intense at all? Oh God.
Oh, no. Everyone's loving the sound of your voice, Alfie. Don't worry. There you go.
Hello.
Am I back?
Is that better?
I can hear you, but I can't really see you.
Hello.
This is good. It means you're safely tucked away from the world, but also that you have.
Can you hear me though? You can hear me, you're saying, right?
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. But you can't see me.
You're sort of blurry in and out.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm sorry.
What were we talking about? I can't remember.
I don't know either. the store, I think. But it's the store, and I was thinking about. Oh, we were talking about the first time we met. The first time we met was to rehearse together, and I remember you telling me about this movie that you were doing. I couldn't wait to see it, and then it kind of. I don't know. It just blew the roof off of the theater.
I must have, so I must have literally just come off the end of doing Jojo Rabbit and then come straight on to, yes, I remember now because I had really short hair. That was it. I had short hair and
you came directly from, like, literally right from Prague into ours, from my memory at least.
Yeah, no, I remember because I think I had to. I couldn't remember whether it was you that couldn't stay for long or whether it was me that couldn't stay for long. But yeah, I think it was me that couldn't stay for long. And we said hello and did some rehearsals and I think we I think I left after that because I had other stuff to do.
You're a very busy guy, don't we know it? But I remember just being so excited to see it, and then I loved it so much. I mean, your performance was amazing, Alfie, but the kid who plays Yorkie should have won an Oscar.
He is my favorite. He's
so delicious. I just want to hold his little face. He's so heavenly.
He's just the nicest kid, and he's like so confident, but at the same time not kind of I guess if he was a child, so he can do what he likes, but he's not. He's really lovely to be around, which is just great. And also him and Roman really got along, which was fantastic. But
By the way, you're perfectly visible now. You look stunning.
Am I? Oh,
yeah, this is a great spot.
Good. So it was Roman, Yorkie, and I mean, the movie is about a single mother who is trying to raise her son in a horrific needs that sort of weight, I think, that Scarlett brings to it in her performance, because she is just absolutely just mind-blowing.
I cried, I laughed, I was like clutching. This was obviously a few months ago when we could go see movies in theaters, but I was clutching my best friends. We were like holding hands and crying and laughing, and it was just, I loved that movie so much. So I was thinking about how you were telling me about it in rehearsals, and I was like, what is this movie going to be? And then seeing it and just kind of being moved beyond belief in every sort of way. What have you been doing during? Oh, don't start with me.
I did.
Don't you dare.
I love it.
I love it too. And I similarly finished Hampton by that Saturday or Sunday. So I was directly back to back. Yeah, so it was I remember Koki, our director at the beginning, was like, Beanie's really tired. Do you think she's going to be able to handle like such an intense process? And I was like, I'm coming from having done night shoots in LA. Like, my body doesn't know what world it's in or what country I'm in or what accent I'm supposed to speak in. But after I got over the jet lag, I was much better. What have you been doing in quarantine, Alf?
I mean, what have I been doing in quarantine? I'll be honest, like, I would love to say cooking quite a lot.
Ooh, that's a beautiful skill.
Yeah, the household I'm in, we take turns in cooking the meals each night, and
that's so nice.
I'll pick my nose again. Apologies. And then what else have we done? Gardening. I'm doing lots of gardening.
Those are two beautiful skills.
No, I know. I wasn't a gardener before, but my dad and I built a kind of polytunnel, which is like a kind of half sort of circle, like cylindrical sort of, I guess like a plastic greenhouse. And so we are growing cucumbers, we are growing tomatoes, we are growing figs. So yeah, we didn't really know how long this quarantine was going to go on for. So we just thought, you know what, let's start growing our own veg.
I love that. That's quite a skill. My only skill that I've gained is I've become a Texas Hold'em player, like in a very real way.
I can't play poker. I need to do that next. That's what I need to do.
Oh, Alf, I'll teach you the next time we're together, or we should go like log on to the same app and do it, because yes. Okay, so I was asked to participate in a Hank Azaria last weekend put together this amazing poker tournament for charity, and he got word that I had played poker a few times, but I actually had only played poker once in person and was fairly okay, but just like through beginner's luck and through a lot of help. So he was like, for every person that joins, we get more donations. So I was like, I'm so happy to join, and I will bust out like immediately. But in order to prepare, because I love to prepare, as you know, I was like, I should just play a few rounds. And now I've become so obsessed. I don't actually bet money, it's all free, but I'm obsessed with it.
It's about knowing the hands, isn't it? Once you kind of know what the hands mean, then then it's need to do it.
Definitely. I think you'll really be into it. Have you been watching anything good?
I mean, it's just, you know, Ozark 3rd series I watched.
Obsessed.
Yeah, obsessed. I mean, I was I don't know why I hadn't watched it sooner, actually. I just hadn't got around to it, but I watched that. I, like everybody else on the planet, I'm watching the Chicago Bulls documentary as well.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I'm not on the planet.
It's like the third most popular thing, I think, on, I shouldn't really say Netflix, should I? But whatever, anyway. I was watching something on a streamer, and then watching what else have I watched? Dave. I've started to watch Dave as well.
Oh, I hear that's great. I've seen. When the world was open, I saw all the posters for it, but I haven't watched it yet.
What about
You've
you?
inspired me. So my mom and I started at season 1 of Ozark. Neither of us had seen any of it. And you know my mom a little bit. You guys got to meet in Toronto. She is one of the funniest, most insane people to become a money launderer because she really understands it now. And she was like, I just really think I could be good at it. Like, I'm not going to do it, but I do think I could be good at it. And she had been really sitting there thinking about her career as a money launderer. And I was like, maybe we should stop watching Ozark for a little bit. She literally was like, okay, if I'm Jason Bateman, this is what I would do. And I'm like, okay, so who am I? She's like, you're you. And she's like, wait, if I'm Jason Bateman, why would you be you? I'm like, I don't know what you're saying.
Well, you're Julia Garner. Come on, you're definitely there.
In my dreams, that girl gives a remarkable performance. My God.
Incredible. I love her brother as well. Oh, he's not actually her brother, is he?
Her, like, cousin, first cousin, brother.
Yeah.
I love their relationship.
Yeah.
Ay.
What were you doing before quarantine, Beanie?
Before quarantine, I moved out here, and then obviously I'm just here for the duration. Have been like obsessively social distancing and not going anywhere and staying firmly inside.
Of course.
And yeah, so I'm in LA with my parents, which I'm really grateful for more time with them. And we have our English bulldog here who is heaven. And
what's her name?
Her name is Jackie. She's just delish.
Oh.
Next time you're in LA, when the world is open, you have to come meet her.
Please.
Yeah. And with Atto, it'd be so fun. But yeah, no, we're okay. We're so thankful to kind of to just be safe and healthy and all of those good things.
Indeed,
but I've been so kind of
with family as well, which has been great.
Yeah.
It's been really, really, really lovely.
Like the incredible movies and television that I've been watching, I just feel like that's been such a gift to like dive into a different world and everything. So I was, of course, sad to hear that How to Build a Girl wouldn't be in theaters, but I'm really thrilled that people can watch it everywhere safely now. And I think it's such a joyful movie. And I think specifically our dynamic in the film it's so loving and thoughtful and sweet. And I can't wait for people to continue to watch it.
I think if anyone wants to feel, some honesty and some warmth and some real nice, just feel good, feelings for a film, I'd say definitely How to Build a Girl. It couldn't be around at a better time right now. So if that's what anyone's yearning for, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people are, then definitely How to Build a Girl is the film for you.
Yeah. The film for you. Yeah. Do we have any, there's some questions that they gave me to ask. Should I ask
me too.
Okay. Who do you think would be better at keeping a secret? I think you would. I'm very, very intense. Like when I'm not allowed to tell someone something, I will lock it down and like it will go to your place. But I think still between the two of us, it would be you.
Are we talking about us as people or as us as our characters?
I think us as people is what they.
Oh my God. No, definitely you. Definitely.
I think it was a tie for different reasons.
Nice. Oh God,
but character, certainly your character. My character is not good at I don't want to give anything away, but she does not keep any of your secrets. Let me see. Oh, if you were forced to give each other makeovers, where would you start?
Oh, if I was forced, I mean, to be honest, nowhere. You're perfect.
You're perfect too. And you have very good style too. I like the way you dress.
Thank you.
Someone asked, I saw in the comments, like
for ages. It's from called Natty Aleja, and it says hello.
Your country Wi-Fi, Alf, is really doing you dirty here. Well, I saw up a little bit ago that someone asked about the costumes in the film, and I thought that was such a great question. And can you talk about more of how you created the costumes? And both of us have sort of iconic costumes in some ways, but I wonder, your character wears a coat throughout the whole film, and how did you and Stephanie, our costume designer, kind of pick that coat?
The coat, it was, we went upstairs into the massive sort of a huge, big, massive costume room they had. And it was really, we tried quite a few looks out. And I just loved the feeling of that coat, because it just wraps you up like, you know, like you're at home, you know, with your family in your big dress. It's, that's what it means to the character, you know, that's what it means to John Kite. It's kind of, you know, not been washed for years, so it can keep that smell that he has. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
But
no,
it's definitely, it was a gorgeous jacket, and I loved the trainers as well. The trainers were great. The sneakers. That's like, obviously there were probably some bad decisions made in the 19th, as there has been in every decade. But I loved the costumes that were put together. And I remember seeing you in the top hat costume, which was my favorite costume of the brilliant. I loved all your costumes, actually. They were such a great look.
It was a wild ride for sure, very far from who I normally am. So it was really fun and so collaborative, and I think you can feel it when you watch the film. There's such an attention to detail. Like, I remember when all of the kids and the Morgan family came together for the first time, and we all had like basically the same pair of jeans, just in different sizes, because they would have been passed down like throughout the whole family. And the same thing with the trainers or the sneakers. We had similar, or if not the same pair, that like his would go to me, mine would go to Lupin, and then for the baby. So I just love that attention to detail. We all kind of came together, and Stephanie was so brilliant. And I also loved, like, just as you said, like, you tried on so many and you got to be a part of making the decision. It was so nice because the visually from where she starts to where she ends, and so to be a part of that process felt like, for lack of a better term, building the character together in a really nice way. Does anyone else have any questions for Alfie? I will tell them to him if you ask them here.
Oh, Beanie, you're too kind. Thank you.
And then I think we're almost out of time anyway.
Oh, really?
Let's see. Hello from Russia. Just a simple how to build a girl. Hello from Croatia. And questions for Alfie. Anybody? No.
None.
No, everyone's just saying hi. It's very sweet. Hello from Barcelona.
Well, my favorite book, I mean, I read it a while ago. I think they've actually just made it into a series, is a book called Shantaram. And it's about an Australian man who escapes from a high security, true story, true-ish apparently, but it's he escapes a high security prison in Australia, goes to, I think, all over Europe, and then Interpol starts to catch up with him, and so then he goes to India, and in India, some bobs here and there, kind of works in illegal sort of, you know, things here and there, and then one day somebody gets he lives, that's it, Interpol then really get onto him in India, so then he has to go and live in the kind of shanty towns in India, and one day somebody gets like a scar or like a cut or something, and he knows how to sew up the cut, and so he does, and then all these people, you know, he starts to become this kind of like doctor of the shanty town, and then from then he starts to kind of build up a stature, a kind of status in the shanty town, and then, you know, becomes this kind of like Bollywood movie star, starts like trading in gold currency, and then he like ends up going to Afghanistan, and it's a crazy story. It's a big read, but it's I couldn't put it down. It towards the end, a lot of people have said this, towards the end they kind of felt it dragged on a little bit, but I didn't. I actually really enjoyed it. But it's
Amazing.
I think it's I get it mixed up. It's David Gregory Roberts or Gregory David Roberts.
Perfect. I'll look it up.
Lovely book.
What a great review.
Yeah. It's really cool. What about you? What have you been?
I read recently was I read Heartburn by Nora Ephron for the very first time a few months ago. And I read it in one sitting. It's very short, but it just is all of her best kind of goodness through a book. It's so funny and it's so just deep and funny in all the best ways. And I love it. And it's such a short read. So if you have like a day with nothing to do during quarantine, I think it would be a great quick read.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, it's really great. Someone asked, what's your favorite film of all time? And I think that's a great last question to end on.
Ooh, favorite film of all time. I mean, I'm basic, you know. I got to be honest. I will sit down and watch. I feel embarrassed saying it. Shawshank Redemption over and over again. I do love that.
Great.
But also, if I'm trying to sort of sound a bit sort of, I don't know, clever and smart, there's a film by, I think Vincent Cassel directed, called La Haine. And when I watched that when I was a teenager, I just, I fell in love with it. And I was just like, if I ever do something behind the camera, that's what I want it to look like.
Ooh, I can't wait for you to do something behind the camera. That'll be amazing.
Who knows?
One day.
I shouldn't laugh, but yeah.
Mine is Bridesmaids.
Bridesmaids.
Always and forever.
Yeah.
I think I've seen it 100 times. Say again?
Chris O'Dowd's in that as well, isn't he?
Exactly. I was so excited that he came and graced How to Build a Girl with his amazing presence, and his cameo is so funny, and he makes that scene just like ridiculously painfully funny in his amazing way. And he was so sweet. I have such a great, again, my Polaroids, I have a great one because he is so tall, and as you know, I am so short, that I have one and it's like we're barely in the same Polaroid. Like it's just like the top of my eyes, and he's so tall, and I'm looking up at him, and it's really sweet. So
we were so lucky we got, I mean, you know, just to get a lot of the cameos that we did, and then just everyone is just amazing, and it's just great. I'm so excited to
legend. I was so kind of proud and excited that they came to do How to Build a Girl. So nice. Well, this was so nice, Alf. I hope you're safe and you're happy, and I miss you.
too. Miss you as well.
Thank you to Vulture for letting us catch up on Vulture.